Hello and welcome everyone, Arhat here with part 97 of the Prussia Let's Play for Napoleon Total War with Darthmod. We continue where we left things off last time. Thank you once again for your comments, advice, tactics and suggestions. It's all greatly appreciated. Do keep them coming. So we're going to crack on with the battle for Athens. I am going to fight it. We could demand surrender and that would probably eject the army outside the settlement, and we might get lucky and might actually trap it behind, in which case we could just push out and finish it off. But as many of you mentioned, because there's such a huge amount of cavalry and this is a small star fort, the cavalry is going to have barely any room to maneuver, so it should be perfect target practice for our howitzers. But actually what I'm going to do first is hit continue siege, because I'm actually going to swap some of the units around in our sieging army. We don't need the skirmishers for this. What we want is more howitzers and more cannons just to tear the enemy apart. So let's send you guys in. In fact, I will take your howitzer as well. So let's take out those two skirmisher units. Pop your howitzer in. And pop your howitzer in. Pop my cavalry out, and we'll take one more regular cannon as well. Because are these should all be 12-pounders, shouldn't they? Yeah, all 12-pounders. So 3 12-pounders, 3 7-pounder howitzers. So yeah, that looks good. Pop you guys just back over here, and in we go. Though I always forget, do spies sometimes get killed if they're in a settlement when you take it? I can't actually remember. We may end up losing this guy because I can't extract him. Remember that being a thing sometimes, but unless I mean I can move him off. There we go. I was like, I don't want to retreat too far. Let's take the spy out just in case. Right, resume and save in case there's a crash. All the little tweaks we've made to the armies. Have to do that again. In we go. Right. There she be, lads. There she be. So yeah, we should be able to wipe them out with just the fire from the howitzer and what have you. Obviously, experimental howitzer do way more damage, and I definitely need to have a siege with them against the Star Fort again, because that was so much fun. You guys reminded me it was Moscow where I absolutely annihilated an army with the experimental howitzers and gleefully watched the destruction of all. Where is all the cavalry? Is it just... Is it bugged out and deployed like on top of each other multiple times? It looks like it possibly has. Yeah, there's several units there grouped together, stacked on top. Oh, fun. Right, so... Howitzer. Let's group you guys all together. We can blast their walls down with all the artillery. Howitzers. I'm assuming your range is well within... Yeah, it goes all the way to the other side of the map from there. So, okay, just deploy you guys from there. I mean, we could entrench them. But I like the idea that we can move them up a bit more flexible this way. Unlimber them, have them there. Or, in fact, actually have them... Have the howitzers behind the main artillery line. Don't know what the range of their cannons on the walls is, but we'll target them first. With you guys, I'm not likely to move these guys up, so we could entrench with them. Not likely to move unless we wanted to hammer in lots of holes in the walls to flank on round, but I don't think we'll need to do that, to be honest. Okay, let's entrench the main cannons. Keep the howitzers flexible behind. 2 attack groups, pretty straightforward. We'll pop you guys there. Your trenches to start with, and over there. Cavalry will have out on the right flank, and general will sit you to the left. We'll let them have their own free shots first.
Glorious victory, sir, is soon to be yours.
Oh, General's killed in the first salvo. They can hit me with those cannons, though. So we need to take down those walls. So let's crumble that wall hard and fast. Meanwhile, yeah, I'm just going to leave the howitzers doing their thing for now. For the most part, we can probably leave this on triple speed.
Sir! Sir! Our general is under attack!
Of course, they are trying to snipe my general, aren't they? Inspire that unit of howitzer before we move the general back a smidge. Need to get more howitzer shops up on the walls as well. Crumble that wall so we can go on through with the rest of the troops. It's going to take ages to break it, that's the only thing. It does take a while. Like how they've ejected some of the cavalry out the back. The thing is, actually, we've got to remember, we've only got an hour's time limit on this battle. So we do need to make sure that we wipe them out. I forgot they've got their own artillery in there, actually, haven't they? I think maybe I should start targeting with my howitzers a bit more manually. Work on the cavalry afterwards. Meanwhile, keep blasting a hole, cannons. We'll blast through the gate as well. Or they're just going to pull them down. That's no fun. If the extra shots are just blasting through and clipping all the cavalry, then fine. %, of that wall down. It's going to take a while. I was hoping we'd kill a few more of these guys with that. Oh, howitzer shots. That's a siege, boys. That's a siege. The gate already destroyed? It's open, it's just bugged open probably. Always a constant with Total War games, the gate's bugging open on sieges. But yeah, we might as well shell them out at range before we try and move in with our infantry to save some of our forces. Targeted fire. Probably got to get the shot landing on the top of the wall. Otherwise it doesn't get them. Because the quicklime fired perfectly for all these guys to wipe them out. A few more of them up the top. Probably could just charge in with most of our infantry, but we do need to fire on all the cavalry. That cavalry with howitzer shots should get wrecked. And those extra blasts are clipping and killing a few more of them every time. Let's fast forward through it because we don't need to watch every single shot here. We're mainly just waiting until that gap is breached in the wall. They're slowly being chipped down. They were at like 400, although they just had a shot right on top of them. Maybe we'll have to see if Bran would tweak his sub-mod that I'm using for this series so that it maybe doubles the limit of experimental howitzers, just so that we can have a few more of them. Just because there's so many armies. Oh, that landed right on top of them. We're down to just under 300 now. So yeah, we are chipping away nicely. Good, good. So I don't want this whole episode to just be this battle. I think we've got a few more battles to come. At least some kind of troop movement to do. Take a look at all those bridges. All's on 37%. Targeted fire once more. And they're chipping away at my infantry a little bit with their fort cannons. I think the biggest problem that Syria had with these forces is that they're way too small for the number of sort of units that are involved, so the pathfinding is always going to suffer. Like, the idea of this is good, but just make it much bigger. Or have this as the inner fort and then an outer fort. I don't know. I mean, okay, that wouldn't represent what they were. They were just like this. But make them bigger to accommodate the unit pathfinding, I think. Okay, they were pretty... And then just have... If you wanted to have a true representation of just a really tiny small fort in the middle, just have it as a garrisonable building right in the middle. And then have the outer walls be much wider, I think. Oh, there we go. That knocked a few of them off because it started chipping away. Nice. You guys have really... Yeah, you've taken a blasting there. That's good. Right on their heads. Okay, we've had a quarter of the battle timer so far. The walls are half strength, so it should be done within half an hour. I don't think those guys are much of a threat anymore. So I'm going to start targeting some of that cavalry, I think. Leave these guys targeting that one. Let's see if we get some good cavalry hits. Actually hit play just so we can see those shots go on in. Nowhere near as satisfying as the Moscow barrage with quicklime. It will do the job. Oh, you guys getting hit by the splashback. Targeted the grenadiers now because they're in such a big block that hopefully it just annihilates all the cavalry around it. Do that. These guys are still firing, causing a fair bit of damage, but that's okay. We're not gonna have time really for another breach just because it's taken so long to crack that wall open. Well, they're pulling them off anyway. Oh no, they're redeploying. We could always move the cannons forward and canister shot through. Actually, no, we can't, can we? Because I have entrenched them. That's fine, then. Let's move up with the infantry, because that wall's going to be cracked soon. We'll come up for now. Same with cavalry. How are we doing over here? Can we move the infantry back, or have they just all been wiped out? Oh, they've just pulled them over there. One more barrage at 90%. Go wreck some carrier. I just want a shot landing right in here, please, or right above it. Oh, right over the tops. Oh, that was right in them. Over there. Not managed to get a shot land at the back yet. All landing at the front, though. I've got a few. Are they going to charge on out? The infantry advances. Got to be a terrifying sight, seeing the Prussian army advance on the Austrian position as the wall crumbles. The defence is shattered. Meanwhile, the howitzers continuing to rain down death and destruction from above. Oh, what a glorious day in Athens. Are they charging? Well, the wall has been breached. Cavalry's looking to charge out. Trying to move. Yep, here they come. And you guys to capture the walls around the flanks. So he's going to try and sell out and go straight for the cannons. Howitzers, I need you to stop for now. Yeah, they're trying to send all that cavalry out. It's fine. Meet my squares. You've done a fair bit of damage to this one here, but that's fine. Huzzah! Hit you guys out of square, because you're just going to overlap these guys way too much. Pull this lot back this way. Oh, it's beautiful. Okay, you guys form square there. You guys form up here and form a square. You shuffle these squares in the middle around so the overlap of fire isn't too big. Likewise, move that one over there a bit. Damn. Pull back. You guys claim the walls. They've managed to get out on this unit here. Get that infantry out from between the cavalry. Get you guys all up on the walls. There we go. Bring these guys round.
Our men are running, sir.
Really? These guys are broken up on the walls? I mean, they are up against grenadiers, but still. Guys, head up here, claim the gatehouse, and we can just charge on him from behind. All that cavalry dead in the middle there. Lovely. Didn't expect them all to just charge out like that, so taking heavier casualties on these guys. They're coming off the walls. They're chasing my my units. Okay. Last cavalry charging on out. Wrecked by the squares.
Gates are ours.
Huzzah! Let's head on in. Oh, they've just broken. I think that's it. Yeah, just as we bring our troops in the rear, they are gone. End the battle. Heroic victory. Probably a fair few casualties, but that's okay. Lost 1,303, and they lost all of theirs. Who got the most kills in that? Howitzers, noise. They racked up the kills there eventually. And we will peacefully occupy. And we have an audio bug. And it's gone now. There we go. Right. Pulling gold braid. Siege expert, lovely. Mentioned in dispatches, and a grasp of the shovel. So what have they got over here? I think this was a semi-reasonable looking army. Okay, so you guys need a howitzer back each. And one of you needs a cannon. So unfortunately, that means we can't send these guys after this army, but I don't think you can get past these guys anyway. Send my spy over. Can he reveal more of what they've got? Infiltrate. Oh, so 80% chance. Nice. Okay, so we can see the full army there. Okay, yeah, I mean, it's a nasty-ish one, but it shouldn't cause us too much trouble. We should be able to move on that next turn. Destroy the Star Fort, because I don't like them anyway, and repair that building. Right, so, well, we probably don't have too much of the episode left. We can still make some moves, so we're going to want to move on these armies, probably have a big old battle. So basically, it's move on the bridges now. And now the suggestion from you guys was actually to grab these bridge armies and actually push through towards Munich. Not take it, but to secure this bridge here, where this army is currently standing. Because if we take that one, we would need to also take this one. And I would imagine we'd also need to push against all of these forces here to claim that bridge. But then that will stop them coming up towards us. Although, moving forward and claiming that bridge would mean that theoretically, to make this as efficient as possible, we'd need to move on that one, but there's no way we can do that with just the two armies we have there. So, rather than taking that bridge, we just need to push and hold that one there, which should... I think that might just be in range of these guys to be drawn in when we move up for it from our forces at Prague, once the game actually loads, hopefully. Oh, just outside of range. So we might be able to go and push and grab that with these armies. A counter-attack on them. Are mainly militia, mix of infantry and cavalry. They've got some good armies floating around. But, so yeah, if we take that one, then it means that the certainty of this bridge is called into question. We need to deploy at least around here, though, because if we deploy back here, then that leaves a gap for them to go around and strike Prague that way. But if we take that bridge... and we've only moved on to this one, and we're still holding that one there, they can just move troops along that way. Not that necessarily the AI is probably smart enough to do that, but I would imagine we just need to put a stack of armies around here, possibly in ambush stance, to grab them and, you know, maybe move another one back here more in sight. So maybe just put them in ambush around there. That might solve it. So we'd need to control that bridge. We wouldn't need to worry about that one, because we'd have here. Don't push in on Munich, so we can just hold for now and break them bridges. So one... collection of armies there. Two. We're still holding that one. I'm still not sure about this one because I think... yeah, that's definitely in range of these guys. So we're pulling in at least 2 armies to grab it. Possibly 3 if he's close enough. We don't really have the forces to commit to it, but it is a massive hole that I probably need to fill. We can push on this bridge though, which is what we'll probably do in a moment before we end today's episode. Although we also move... this bridge here to block them at the north of Transylvania. So yeah, we want to block that bridge and that bridge. That'll block them at Budapest. Then we just need to block that bridge and that bridge. And then they can't swing on up through. And then we can move on to Belgrade at our own leisure. And then to block them in over here, we just need to move on up, claim this bridge, and that bridge, and then that locks them all over there, meaning that we can then continue to push towards Venice without any interaction from these guys, unless they push heavily for us at Munich. So yeah, that's probably what we've got to come next episode, but let's just get these guys moving for now. Send in the foot guards. So they are going to see these armies, and they may well move towards them, but even if they send their full forces... 1.5, 2.5, 3.5 armies is all they've got in the area, because we're going to move on these guys and wipe them out. Other armies there to reinforce. Quickly auto-resolve it. Wipes out the army. And you guys can sit on that bridge for now with you guys reinforcing, so it means they can't get up that way. We could be sneaky and use agents. I mean, that's what I could do. I could pop an agent on that bridge, which would block them going through. But that's maximum cheese, and I think that's a bit exploity for us to do. So I'd like to avoid doing that if possible. There is apparently, you guys were saying, an army over here. So I want to probably pull this one back. Let's just take one of your weakened cavalry units, although you've got good veterancy. Take the general then, and just check... forest here. Thought there was an army still ambushing up here. We've got these guys, so yeah, we can take them all off the bridges. If we're going to commit to the attack, this army can actually move all the way down there, but it definitely would pull this garrison out. But then we'd have to, with the rest of our bridge armies and everyone else, move them to block and ambush over here. So I'm going to ponder that for next episode, but let's at least crack on with moving these guys. At least for now. And we've got more forces at Warsaw as well, haven't we? Bring them all forward. Please don't say you've triggered a battle. The Austrians know what's good for them. They won't accept any opportunity to intercept my armies as they move forward here. It'd be folly for them. They are all a little bit battered, though. Is that going to trigger? It is, but it's just that initial force there. We probably can get away with an auto-resolve, but I am wondering with these if it would just be better to fight them very quickly to minimise losses or not. Let me know your thoughts down in the comment section. We'll continue with this push to claim these bridges, though, next episode, and also be moving probably most of our bridge armies forward in an offensive from the north. Who would have thought it? Next time. So yes, until then, I hope you've enjoyed. Don't forget to comment, rate, and subscribe. Follow me on Facebook and Twitter. Take pride on the Legion. Check out my affiliates and sponsors: Games Planet, Overclockers UK, QT, and MSI. Till the next one. Ciao for now.